everybody, I'm a new YouTuber, Cranky Old Cuber, and I decided I wanted to start off the first of my real earnest videos with a beginning of 2017 look at my collection here. It's not super big based on what I've been seeing on YouTube, but I felt like I wanted to make some videos, and so I'll show you what I got here. Anyway, the first cubes that I ever bought were the Xingqiao 2x2 to 5x5 set, and I thought it was pretty cool because they were cheap. Got them on Amazon. Anyway, and so the 2x2 was this little, it's kind of clacky and I don't know, it's not awesome. It kind of exploded. I actually gave the 2x2 through 5x5 to my sister when I started buying other brands of cubes, and she was solving this the other day and it exploded, and it took me forever to get it back together, and I had to watch a bunch of videos, but it's back together and now it's in solid state. So this is the 2x2. And then I have the 3x3. I have no idea which 3x3 this is, but it is a Xingqiao 3x3, and it is quite possibly, with the exception of actual Rubik's Cubes, the worst 3x3 in existence. Well, there's that iCube, but that's goofy. And this is the Xingqiao 4x4. It's nice, actually. It is a pretty good 4x4. It doesn't have any Florian mods or anything, but it's pretty smooth, and I think my sister likes solving it, so it's a nice cube. The 5x5 is really cool. It's not the smoothest cube, and we haven't tensioned it or anything, but what I like about it is its size is really, really nice. Here, I'll set it next to, it's about the same size as the Qi, but it's not a bad cube. I solved it many, many times before I handed this stuff over to her. Then I ordered the 6x6 and the 7x7 because, you know, bigger cubes are awesome, right? And so the thing I noticed was the bigger cubes, actually, let me show you. So you take this, you see that orange? That orange is horrible. That looks brown to me and I don't like it. And so I got really sad, and so I ended up re-stickering the 6x6 and the 7x7 in the Moyu shades, and it didn't come out too bad. Anyway, this is a pretty good 6x6 as 6x6s go. It's not super, like, it doesn't corner cut or anything. Actually, I'm not going to do that. It'll probably explode. That'd be bad. And the 7x7, and this is currently the only functioning 7x7 in the house right now. But it's a pretty nice cube. And I think she likes solving this one too. It's very soothing to solve a big cube like this. So, and then one day I was like, I need an 8x8. And now you're starting to get into some money, but I really wanted one, so I got it. The shades made me sad again, so I re-stickered it here. The only thing I got to redo is this white. I got the edge stickers out too far, so I got new stickers on the way for this, and I'll fix that later. The rest of them don't look too bad. Looks pretty good. I love these shades. Anyway, so that's the 8x8. And then we got the 9x9, and the 9x9's got a pattern right now because I couldn't be bothered to fix it before doing this video. And this still has the old shades, and I don't like it. The yellow's kind of sad, the green's kind of sad. The blue and red are nice, and of course white's white. But this cube here is super fun to solve. It takes a long time to solve, but it's really cool. And it's got, like, I don't know, every face you have to do 49 center cubies, and it takes forever. But it's a really cool cube. It turns really smooth. Even the inner layers, like, it's not too, once I broke it in, it's not too locky. So, love this cube. Anyway, moving on. So, my friend Dave, also known as Bithead, found out I was buying all these Xingqiao cubes, and he was horrified. And so he sent me a cube. He sent me this Moyu Weilong GTS. It's 3x3. It's the mains of a lot of people that compete these days. And he just sent it to me. And so it showed up one day, and I was looking at it, and I was like, oh my god, this is an awesome cube. It's like floppy and so fast, and it doesn't lock, and you can corner cut it like crazy. And you can even like reverse corner cut almost 45 degrees. Anyway, so it's a really neat cube. And so I have that one in my collection, and at this point, I started collecting the Moyu cubes. I got the 2x2, this is the Weipo. It's a very nice 2x2. It's smooth, feels good, has not exploded on me, so it's got that going for it. The 4x4, this is the Mini Aosu, so it's not a GTS cube, neither is the Weipo. It's a pretty good cube too. It's pretty clacky, but it's not bad. And I solved 4x4 a lot with this one, and learned how to do, I don't know, I'm doing Hoya now. And so it's a pretty nice cube. And then I got a hold of the Wei Chuang GTS. Now this was so nice. I really like this cube, and I really enjoy solving it, and I thought it was the coolest thing ever. And I'll show you a couple of cubes later that make it even cooler. So this is the, what did I say, Wei Chuang GTS. Then they came out with the 6x6, and this is relatively new. I don't think it's been out that long, and this is the Weishi GTS, and it has a similar feel to the 5x5 I was just holding up here. And it's not like super fast, and of course my sexy move on these big cubes is just terrible. However, I haven't had this thing explode on me, and I've loosened the tensions quite a lot. So this is a really nice cube. It's got smooth inner layers. The outer layers are really good. The outer layers are not big like some of the bigger cubes have. So I'll show you the 7x7. So this is the Moyu 7x7. This is a cubic Alfu. They don't have a GTS out yet. I haven't heard any rumors either. My problem is I was solving it on the bus, like you do, and I lost a blue center cubie. It went flying, and I could not find it. So this guy's out of commission right now. I have an order from the cubicle that should be here this week, I'm hoping, and that will have a replacement cubie for this, and I can start solving 7x7 again. This is a very nice 7x7. I've loosened the tensions, and it's really flexy. I really like this cube. It's fun to solve, although it'll blow up on you. So that was the Moyu stuff. Then I got interested in the Yushin cubes, and I got a Yushin Red. So, because I heard really good things about the Yushin Red 6x6, and so I decided to order this. And my friend Dave didn't have one, and so I thought I would get one he didn't have so he could try it out too. It's not super fast, and it's a little locky right now. I did the spring swap on this, so it has the Yushin 5x5 springs in it, and it makes it a little more flexible, and I have the tension set medium right now. I had them really loose, and I started losing pieces everywhere, and so I had to tighten it back up. Now, my turning style is really rough, and frankly, I'm not a really good solver, so, but that's okay. I really enjoy doing it. Anyway, so I got the Yushin Red, and then I heard about the 5x5, the Yushin 5x5, and it is a thing to behold. Like, this thing is so fast. It's a little locky. I'm a little nervous on camera right now, so my hands are shaking a little bit. Sorry about that. But I could sit and do sexy move on this thing all day if nobody's watching. And it's really fast. I don't think I've ever had a pop on this, but I think my sister exploded it one time and pieces went everywhere, so that was pretty fun. Tension is pretty loose on this, but these Yushin cubes, from what I understand, once you get them broken in, you can tighten them down and they'll stay fast, but they won't pop. So that's the 5x5, and it's just called the Yushin 5x5. It doesn't have a fancy name. Then I got my 4x4. This is, let's see, the Yushin Blue. When I first got this, I wasn't super impressed with it. It was pretty okay, but it wasn't great, and the Alsu was way better. But I did the Thunderclap spring swap with this thing, and this thing currently I think is my favorite 4x4. I keep going back and forth with this one and one of the others. I like it better than the Alsu. My friend Bidhead thinks I'm crazy because he loves the Alsu and hates the Yushin, but I really like the Yushin 4x4. It's a little locky, and if I get a little rambunctious while I'm solving, it has ish, but it's fine. It's good. And then to round out the Yushin, I bought a bunch of white cubes, but I've kind of given them away here and there, and I have this, I'm not even sure what this is. I think it is just the Yushin 3x3. But whatever it is, it's big and blocky, and I don't really like the feel, but I have it to round out the collection because, well, I like collecting things more than I probably is appropriate for a person my age. So, then I discovered Chi. And the first one was this Thunderclap. And this is a Thunderclap V2. And this is currently my sister and my daughter's favorite cube. And so, And as you can see, it's really smooth, it's really nice. I have the tension pretty loose on this, so I get a little wild with it, and I've actually popped it doing a solve before. I don't like stickerless much because I have trouble recognizing the colors and everything and figuring out what to do, and so I end up spending a bunch of time looking for stuff, but I really like this cube, and I keep thinking I should go get one in black and see how that goes, and then I keep not doing it. But this is a nice cube. I don't understand why people bag on it but like the V1 better, because I also have a V1. It's right here. Now this is black, and I like it. I like the colors, and I like the way a black looks, and I can recognize stuff easier. This feels a little more blocky, and I don't know how to put it other than it feels clacky. And so I don't like it as much as I like the V2, and maybe that makes me a heathen, but I don't like stickerless, but I like this cube better than I like this cube. So that's the way it is. Now, Qi has come out recently with a bunch of newer, larger cubes, and I'll just start with 4x4 even though it's the newest one. This is called the Wuquei, spelled W-U-Q-U-E, and this is currently vying with the Yushin 4x4 for my favorite 4x4. It is so smooth, and I suspect that it's going to get even more broken in, and it's going to be really, really nice. And all I've done is drop some silk in here and just break it in and do a bunch of solves. I love this cube. It's so quiet, and it doesn't get in my way, and it doesn't lock. And I've done my best times on this cube, and every time I get the Yushin back out, I'm a little slower, and I don't like it. So that's probably my main for 4x4. Full disclosure, I think my best 4x4 solve is 252 and some change. So it's not like I'm a super speed solver on it, but I like the cube. This is the Qi Wuquei, and I unboxed this. Like the first video I ever posted was an unboxing of this and the other Qi cubes. I really like this 5x5. Again, it feels just like the Wuquei. It's so smooth, but it's controllable. It doesn't feel like it's going to go flying apart in my hands when I try to go fast. And so I love solving this cube. It's probably my favorite 5x5 right now. The Yushin is really nice, and the Moyu, I mean, they're all three really good. What I like about this one is it's a little smaller. Okay, that was awesome. And it just feels slightly more together than the other two. And so that's my favorite 5x5. And then we have the Wuhua. The Wuhua is a 6x6, just came out not too long ago. Also unboxed it a while back. And I gotta tell you, when I first got it, I was not super impressed with it because it seemed to pop a lot. And I've fooled with the tensions, I've tried to loosen them, I've tried to tighten them and everything, and really I think what it boils down to is these guys, you have to break them in. And once you break them in, they get really nice, and they're just a joy to solve, and they just have a feel that it's so smooth to me, and I really, really like it, and they're not clacky and they're not loud. And so I look forward to solving this a bunch more. Now, I pop pieces on this because my edge flip, sometimes I get a little inaccurate with it, and it happens, but it's cool. I actually blew up the Wuquei last night, and there were pieces everywhere. It was kind of frightening actually until I found them all and then got it put back together, but turns out a 4x4 is not as hard to put back together as a 2x2 is, so hooray for that. So moving on, I have this other 3x3. This is a Cyclone Boys. It's got another model name. I don't know what it is. I found it. It was like $350 or something. And I'm like, it's a stickerless. I'll buy it and play with it. And as a budget cube, it's not too bad, but it's got a lot of spring noise, and it probably needs to be torn down and lubed. With the heavier lube in the core and the springs, and then the good thinner stuff on the pieces. I don't know. I don't like it enough to put too much work in it. The edges are kind of sharp. My sister was playing with it, and she said, this is pokey and I don't like it, and I see what she's talking about. So it might just be this particular cube. Other cubes might be fine. I don't know. Hard to say. Alright, so moving on to Minxes. I love the Mega Minx and all of its variants. So I have in my possession a Xingqiao Kilominx, and this is basically a 2x2, only it's a Minx 2x2. So it solves basically the same way, uses the same algorithms, and it's not too hard, shouldn't crush your eyes much. I like this cube. Then I bought the Aurora. This is actually considered a speed cube, and it's a really nice cube, and I like the way it looks. I like the sticker shades on this, interestingly. I don't normally like the Xingqiao shades. I'd rather have a brighter orange, and the yellow is kind of dull, but whatever. Anyway, this is fun to solve, and I like it better than the other one I have, which I'll show you in a bit. And then I just had to have the Master Kilominx. This thing is so fun. Like a 4x4, so it's a 4-layer Minx, and it's really cool. Like a 4x4, the centers can move around, and so the first time I mixed it up, I hadn't paid attention to where all the colors were with relation to each other, and boy was that fun to figure out. I think I had to go look at a picture online to figure it out. It turns out you can look at the corners, but the corners are also hard to find, and if you've just mixed it up and you don't know what anything goes, it's a little hard to figure out. But I figured it out and I got it back solved. And then I liked it so much that I had to get a Gigamix. Now, this one is mixed up. Sorry, my daughter mixed it up and I haven't solved it yet. It takes me between 45 minutes and an hour to solve this, and I just didn't have time to do it, so it's mixed up. But this thing is an awesome puzzle. It breaks in really, really nicely. It's really catchy at first, but after you solve it, I don't know, 10 or 20 times, it starts to move pretty smoothly. And so I really like this puzzle. This is what, when I need to sit down and relax after like a crappy day at work, I like to get this thing out because it just occupies my attention and my hands, and I can do that and watch TV or something. And it's a really nice puzzle. I love this puzzle. I'm looking forward to maybe getting a Terraminx. Xingqiao doesn't make one. MF8 does though. All right, moving on. Oh, the X-Man. So this is a really nice Mega Minx, and my friend Bidhead recommended it, and I bought it and I solved it and I love it and I think it's great, and I throw it in my bag because it doesn't have stickers and it's concave, so it's actually sculpted, and so it's easy to grip, and I love solving it. I just don't like the look of stickerless puzzles. I just don't. I like the black with stickers, and that's just the way it is. So that's why I bought that Aurora, because it kind of goes with, I'm gesturing over here. You can't see my hand, but that's okay. It goes with my other Xingqiao Minxes, and the shades are the same, and so. But I still throw this in my bag because it can clack around in my bag without ripping stickers off and everything. So I'll solve this on the bus, and I don't take the other ones on the bus anymore. So it's a really good, it's fast, it's super fast, you can tension it, and I mean, look how flexy it is. Anyway, it's a really, really good mix. They make a concave version that's stickered. I'm gonna look into that because Dave says that's really, really easy to grip. So next, I gotta look at my little thing here. Oh, we're gonna go to cuboids. Okay, I have two cuboids. I'll just set them out here in the middle. I've just gotten into cuboids, and I got one of these 3x3x2s, and these are pretty cool. They solve a little differently, and they have different algorithms and stuff, but once you learn this 3x3x2, you know most of the stuff that you need to know in order to solve the bigger ones. And so this one I like to play with on the bus because people think it's cool, and they're like, wait, that's not a Rubik's Cube, is it? I'm like, nope, it's not. It's a little different. Then I found this Whit Eden 3x3x6, and this is a really, really cool thing, except that I was expecting it to be a normal 3x3x6, but what I'm going to show you here is if you turn these big layers, it does this. And so this center, wait, wrong one. The center about which it revolves is shifted. This is basically a 3x3x7 where they chop the top layer off of this. And so you can get a 3x3x7, and it's basically this mechanism, only missing the top. It's really cool. What I like about it is it's fully functional, so it shape shifts. It's really cool. I will do a I'll do an actual review of this sometime with a solve and everything, because I didn't find any videos online about solving this thing, and there's a few things you gotta know that are different from a 3x3x5. So we can look at that. Anyway, those are my cuboids. I actually have several more cuboids on the way, so I'm looking forward to this week, but those will have to come in another video. Then I have some random stuff. I've got this square one. It's not solved because I'm lame and don't know how to solve it yet. I have to look online every time I want to solve this thing because I don't know the algorithms, so I'll learn it eventually. It's the Chi. It's perfectly fine. It moves nice, and I'm not fast at it, so it doesn't really matter. I hear the Moyu one is pretty good too. Don't have it yet. Then I have this Scoob. I just learned how to solve the Scoob this week. This is the also a Chi Scoob. I got it because it was cheap and I wanted to try it out. This actually moves pretty good. It's pretty fun. I'm not nearly as fast at moving this thing around as the videos I see online, but hey, I can solve it now, so without looking, so that makes me happy. Without looking it up online, not without looking at it. Then I got the Moyu magnetic Pyraminx. I had one of these when I was a kid, and I remember it being really, really easy to solve, and you just move it around and eventually it solves itself, kind of is what happens. I haven't looked up specific algorithms for solving this thing yet. I really literally just fool around with it, but it's a really nice feeling Pyraminx. It's a lot better than the one I had when I was a kid, which didn't move very well at all. Oh yeah, I got a clock for Christmas. Yay, clock. Oh, it's upside down. Now it's right side up. Clock was fun. I thought it was gonna take a long time to learn, and then I figured out you just do the cross and then you turn it over and do the cross and then you match the corners up and you're done. So it actually, apparently the world record is 5 seconds or something. So anyway, and then I got this Rubik's Magic. This thing is cool. A friend of mine got it for me for Christmas. The only thing I really learned how to do is you can do this thing where you rotate it one like that, but I'm kind of terrible at it. I still don't know how to get it in its other solved state yet, and I messed up one time and got it all mixed up, and it took me a long time to get it back in this state. So eventually I'll learn it. It's not a super interesting puzzle because once you learn the sequence of moves, it looks like you just know them and you're done. Okay, so now we're gonna move on to another one that I got for Christmas, and we're winding down, so I got a Rubik's Cube, an actual Rubik's Cube from my mom for Christmas, and it's new in box, and it is an actual Rubik's Cube from the 80s when I was but a young lad, and so we'll just be keeping that in the box, but it looks exactly like the one I had, and the best part is you can see green and yellow are opposite, and white and blue are opposite, and that is the way I remember Rubik's Cubes being, and I thought stuff was awfully weird when I was like, wait, why is white and yellow opposite? That doesn't make any sense. So now we move on to my main 3x3 speed cubes. The first one is, the first one was this Waylong GTS, okay? But it's over here in my Moyu collection now, and I don't actually use it as a main anymore. The next one I got was this Gone 365 Air, 356 Air. Yeah, that's what it is. And it's got the weird little springs in it, so you can switch the springs out, and this one came with 4 sets. Kind of cool. Anyway, this was a very nice puzzle. I really liked it. I'll get this cap back on eventually. There we go. And I've got the white springs back on it. I've gone back and forth between the yellow and the orange and the white springs. And I don't know, to me this is the smoothest and most stable, and I like it, and I think basically right now it just needs some lube to make it totally smooth. Like solving it, not my fastest on it. The next one is the Valk 3. This is an awesome cube. This is such a good cube. It's so smooth. I don't know if I'd call it buttery right now, but it is really, really, really smooth. It's not super clacky. It's not too catchy. I've dinked with the tensions quite a bit. I've thrown some silk in here, and I really, really liked solving this until I got the next thing that I'm going to show you. I ordered a Waylong GTS M from the Cubicle, and I expected it to be gimmicky and silly. And it turns out I really like this cube. This is probably my favorite cube. Like, I can't imagine a better cube than this right now. This thing is just, it's so smooth, it's so stable. I don't mess up algorithms so bad with this thing. I mean, I really like the way the magnets align it. Anyway, this is the cube with which I've been doing, like, I don't know, 200 solves in the last couple of days and trying to get my times down, and I'm finally under a minute. I got an average of 100 yesterday of 59.85 seconds, and I'm super proud of that. I know that's not super fast to all you guys out there that are young and going to competitions and everything, but I've been fighting to get that time down, and I'm finally starting to get F2L faster. So I love this cube. I cannot wait to get times down even further with this thing. It is a pleasure to solve. In any case, that is my collection. Oh, did I show you the 1x1? I didn't show you the 1x1. It's important. This is not a MoU. It's over in my MoU pile. I got this from the cubicle because you got to have a 1x1, right? It's not a MoU, but I did re-sticker it with the MoU shades because, I mean, of course, right? Anyway, that is my collection, and this is what I'm starting 2017 out with. I have a whole bunch of stuff coming in the mail this week and next week, and so I'll probably be doing unboxings of that stuff. And also, I'm going to do a few things with my friend Dave Bithead. We're going to review cubes from our particular cranky old guy perspective, and he has some ideas about cubes and I have ideas about cubes, and it turns out we're different people and we like different things, so we'll give you those perspectives and everything. And I'm really enjoying getting back into this hobby. I did this when I was in middle school and I learned how to solve a Rubik's Cube, and everybody looked on in wonder. They thought, wow, you got to be really smart to solve a Rubik's Cube. And my friend and I that were learning how to do it were like, you really just got to be able to memorize. But turns out, I guess you got to be a little smart to be able to remember all that stuff. But mostly, I don't know. I like doing things that keep my brain sharp. So, I guess I'll end my collection video, and you guys have a wonderful 2017, and I look forward to throwing some more videos up there. Happy New Year!